Looking out towards the Chao Phraya, that's the river that runs through Bangkok proper, are some of the most badass statues you'll ever see. It's like they stand guard over one of the most beautiful temples in Thailand. This guy is my favorite. You don't want to mess with him. He's just chilling, looking calm, cool, and collected, just waiting for something to pop off. And if something were to pop off, he knows that it would not end well, because he knows you would have to deal with this guy, Mr. Yak. Good morning, people. It's a fabulous day here in Bangkok, Thailand, and I'm up early. It's about 6:30 and I'm ready for an excursion. Where am I going today? I'm talking about this place right here, Wat Arun, one of my favorite temples in Bangkok. It is a Buddhist temple, although it doesn't look like it, and you'll see what I mean when you compare this temple to some of the other temples that are popular here in Bangkok. This one varies. This one is definitely different than the typical, not the typical Buddhist temple that you would expect to see in Bangkok. But this temple sits along the river and it is just gorgeous. So we're gonna go check that out. You ready? Let's do it. It was a beautiful day in the city of Bangkok, and I got up early so I could beat the madness and chaos that would ensue once the city awoke and began to come alive. First order of business was to head down to the river and catch the ferry to Wat Arun. There are certainly plenty of options to get to the temple, but going by ferry is by far the best. I know I say this over and over again, but I'm gonna say it one more time. When it comes to Bangkok, it's hot. It's like Hades hot. So if you're like me and you sweat a lot, trust me on this, take the ferry. The ferry gets crowded, but one thing I like about Thailand is everybody minds their own business. It's not like China, where you have people staring at you like you're some sort of alien. Does this happen to anyone else? No? Well, maybe it's just me. The temple is impressive as you approach from the river. Once you see it, immediately you will start snapping pictures. The day I went, I got to Wat Arun super early, so naturally they weren't open. To kill time, I opted to walk around the grounds and check out the temple from a distance. The temple left me awestruck as I walked around the grounds. It towers over everything. The central prong, or tower, tops out at 86 meters, and as you can see, it's surrounded by 4 smaller prongs. This temple is far different from the typical temples you'll see in Thailand. That's because of outside influences, but I'll get to that later. The first thing you'll notice immediately when you get here to Wat Arun is the temple grounds are not that big. It's actually relatively small. It consists basically of the temple, and then there's a well-manicured, for lack of a better word, garden around it. But that's pretty much it. It's really small, but that does not detract from its sheer beauty. It's still an incredible temple. As I waited for the temple to open, I hung out by the river and watched the local monks commuting on a ferry, just like you would see a businessman in the West riding the subway. Once the temple opened, I rushed in so I could video and beat the crowd. Right away, I was greeted by this guy. And behind him is one of the most impressive temples you'll ever see in the city of Bangkok. The temple derives its name from the Hindu god Aruna, often personified as the radiation of the rising sun. Wat Arun is among the best known of all Thailand's landmarks. I slowly and methodically made my way around the temple, which was easy to do because there was nobody there at the time. The temple has existed since the Ayutthaya period, which was the original capital city. At that time, it was not called Wat Arun. I examined each level of detail, floor by floor, slowly making my way up towards the top. I was amazed by the towers. They are decorated by seashells and bits of porcelain, which allegedly had previously been used as ballast by boats coming from Bangkok to China. This 360-degree view is striking. You really gain an appreciation for the amount of work that went into making and maintaining a temple like this. There's still much I don't know about this temple. For example, it's a Buddhist temple, but it has a lot of Hindu influence. Why is that? You know, these are the questions that I seek. So I'm still looking for a monk to ask the questions. I think I found out where they're hanging out. It seems like they're hanging out inside the temple. I know you guys are like, duh, but there's one right there. There's one right there. Maybe I can catch him real quick and ask him. Otherwise, we'll go inside the temple and see if we can interview him. Okay, so the translation of Wat Arun is the Temple of Dawn, or the Temple of the Dawn. I'm not really sure. But the reason why they called it that is because Taksin, when he rolled into this area, he saw this temple at dawn, and that's when he vowed to rebuild it. So that's why it's called the Temple of the Dawn, the Temple of Dawn. Next, I turned to admiring the level of detail that was placed into this temple. Examining the temple up close reveals how much effort went into it. Each piece of the temple is painted and has a sheen. It's easy to see why it took years to restore such a beautiful piece of Thai culture. The temple is littered with decorative art all throughout the temple. You can tell that no detail was left out. So this temple is really high, and at one point you could climb up the stairs to not the complete top, but you can get an incredible view of the city of Bangkok. Unfortunately, it was under renovation recently. They're just about done, but not completely. And they have the stairs, as you can see behind me, blocked off. But you can see how high those stairs go. That's a pretty big temple. And I was pretty bummed when I learned that I could not go to the top. But I am a little bit disappointed, but it's still a sight to be seen. The stairs are steep and narrow. I'm sure they blocked them off because some dumbass slipped and fell at some point. I just saw a monk passing by, and I was running downstairs to see if I could catch him and see if he would do an interview, but it looks like he's passed, so I am going to look around and see if I can find any more. So I staked out the temple, keeping an eye out for a monk to interview. I eventually found one who was willing to talk to me. I'm here with Young.
Venerable Young. Venerable Young is mean Buddhist monk.
So Young was nice enough to let me talk to him and ask him questions about Wat Arun, because there's many things I don't know. So you live here?
I live another temple is near here.
Oh.
It's near here, but I work for this English club.
English club?
English club. In Wat Arun have English club.
Oh, okay.
Wat Arun is ancient temple. It's have been over 200 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Over 200 years ago. Bangkok is was divided to two parts. This part and another part,
mm-hmm.
or this bank and another bank by Chao Phraya river.
Mm-hmm.
This bank is ancient bank, or ancient capital city of Thailand. Another bank is a new city.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why this temple very ancient in Thailand, or
So-
Siam at that time. This pagoda is a show architecture between Chinese, Thai culture and Indian culture.
Yeah.
This
Why?
pagoda.
So I have one more question, So, how long does it take to become a monk?
When when boy have 70 year old, over 70-year-old, he can become a monk. Yes, it's a lower only can be only novice. Novice is mean a little boy. He's come in Buddhism, prepare oneself for to be a monk in the future until he has 20-year-old. He can become a monk. Yeah, different.
And can women become monks?
In Thailand, it's not cannot. In Thailand cannot, but in Taiwan, in China, in Hong Kong, can. Lady nun, or lady monk.
Yeah.
Can.
Okay.
There are two kinds of Buddhism: Mahayana Buddhism and traditional Buddhism. We are traditional Buddhism.
Okay.
So no lady become a monk.
Oh, Chao Jai.
How
Yeah.
good.
Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
That's awesome.
Nice to meet you.
So that was pretty cool. Got to see Wat Arun, and I got to meet an actual monk and ask him about the history of the temple. I don't know if I'm any closer to having a better understanding of the history of Wat Arun, but it was still pretty cool to meet a monk, sit down, and have a conversation. I've never done that before, and he was quite friendly. So next time you're in Bangkok, make sure put Wat Arun on your list of things to see. You won't be disappointed. Good job.